right here, and then we'll go here. Yes.
Senator John Kerry, he took some shots at you during this campaign, and I was wondering, have you been in communications with him over how you'll be working with him as well as others within the Senate?
He was one of the second or third people I actually called, and he was trying to do the same. It was kind of hectic last night. Listen, I've had a great relationship with Senator Kerry. My daughter Ayla has a picture of the senator and her from one of the Pan Mass challenges, obviously with his bout with cancer. And you know, I have great respect for what he's done, and I know politics, but the campaign's over, and the thing that I've been most appreciative of is the fact that people that I'm going to be working with are being very gracious, and they're saying, okay, yeah, game's over, let's get to work.
Thank you, Senator. Congratulations on your win. A question about your view of the role as the Republican poster boy for GOP resurgence when you get down to Washington. There's a big debate in your party about whether it should adhere to conservative principle and be sort of purist, or open its arms more and build a big tent party and allow folks with sort of differing views from the platform. Some folks around the country might be suspicious of a Republican from Massachusetts. What's your advice for your party?
Well, I would let the political pundits determine, you know, what's happening in the larger scale. Bottom line is, I was asked many times what kind of Republican I would be, and I really didn't know how to answer that, so I just said I'm going to be a Scott Brown Republican. Maybe there's a new breed of Republican coming to Washington. Maybe people will finally look at somebody who's not beholden to the special interests of the party, and who will look to, you know, just to solve problems. You know, I've always been that way. I've always, I mean, you remember, I supported clean elections. I'm a self-imposed term limits person. I believe very, very strongly that we are there to serve the people, and we are there to do a job. And I, like many others throughout the country, you know, when we're talking about, well, what so-and-so said in his book and what so-and-so said here, my response is, who cares? Because we have terrorists that are trying to blow up our planes and kill our families at shopping malls. We have people dying in Afghanistan who are trying to, and our soldiers are trying to make sure that, you know, we get, you know, finish the job there. And we have very serious economic problems. So I like probably many of you, say, what's up with that? We need to make sure that we solve the problems. And if I can bring that type of message to Washington and create the dialogue that gets us back to the basics, I'm all for it. Yes, Allison, did you have a question?
Senator, Barack Obama, JFK, they started eyeing the White House the day they were elected to the Senate. Do you think you're presidential timber?
Listen, I don't want to be disrespectful, but I've had no sleep right now. I haven't even been down to Washington yet, and I don't want to say that's a silly question, but I'm just so thankful for the support that I've received from everybody. Last night when I stayed and shook everyone's hands who was you know, sweating and pushing, those are the people I want to go down there and represent. And to think about something higher, I'm just honored to be in this position. If you would have told me growing up that, you know, a guy whose mom was on welfare and parents had some, you know, marital troubles, and, you know, I had some, you know, issues, you know, growing up, that a guy from Rentham would be here standing before you right now and going to Washington, D.C. Are you kidding me? I don't know if you guys understand that. I know you have jobs to do, and I have a wife, and I respect those jobs, but let me just tell you something. It's not only overwhelming, but it's so, I can't tell you how proud I am to be here, standing before you all, and having an opportunity to maybe send the country in a different and better direction. That's my goal. Other people may say he's going to do this, he's going to do that. I've never listened to him. I'm not going to listen to him now. Yes, sir.
As part of your minor part of your campaign and organization. Today I wear a different cap as the membership of the IEEE, the world's largest technical organization. One of the things your predecessor was famous for was constituent services, yet it was difficult for our organization, representing more than 15,000 of the top technical people in the community, to get word into his office. I'm hoping you would open your door to some of the people who are responsible really for building Massachusetts into the leading technological state in the country. And I would hope that would be part of your commitment, and I'd just like to say that. Thank you.
Well, thank you, first of all, and thank you for your involvement in your organization. But as you know, I've always opened my door for everybody in the State House, regardless of whether I agree with their position or not. And the one thing, I have to be honest with you, running throughout the campaign, even people who said they weren't voting for me, the one thing they said is, thank you for running a great campaign. Thank you for making it about the issues. Thank you for not making it negative and bringing it in the gutter. And thank you for always being accessible. I may not have agreed with you, but the information that you gave me was accurate and timely, so I could make a better decision. I am from a Big Ten philosophy, regardless of the flyers and the commercials and all that stuff. I haven't changed a bit. I'm the same person today. I woke up, I walked the dogs, I gave my daughter, who was really very emotional about going back to college, a hug and a kiss, and I'm going to miss her very, very much. So, of course, I'm going to allow people to come in and talk to me. I'm so excited to have that opportunity because I learn more and more and more about the wonderful type of this country. I'm sorry, the wonderful parts of this state. And I'm going to take one more question, Allison.
Scott, many people see you, many of your followers see you as the person who's going to put the brakes on the Obama administration, and they said that a lot last night. Do you see yourself as the senator who will go down there as the 41st vote and put the brakes on the Obama agenda?
Well, first of all, I had a great conversation with the president, first of all. I don't know if I was able to share that with you last night, but he called. He was called right away, which I thanked him for. And we were talking, and he said, I look forward to meeting you and having an opportunity to work with you. And he said, I heard that you are open-minded and you're kind of an independent guy. And I said, well, Mr. President, I want to meet you too. You have a wonderful family. I've always had great respect for your accomplishments. And by the way, do you want me to bring the truck? I did say that, and he laughed. He says, well, when I came down there, I didn't, go at you too hard. And I said, well, all kidding aside, I do have a basketball player daughter, and I know you play a lot of hoop, and I'd love to, you pick your best, and I'll take Ayler, and we'll play a 2-on-2. And he laughed again. I said, you know what, Mr. President, regardless of, we may not agree on some things, but you have a sense of humor, and you have to have a sense of humor about politics. Thank you. No, I said earlier, Joe, and this will be the last question, I'm going down tomorrow as a courtesy call, and then I'm sure it'll all work out. I have great trust in Secretary Galvin, and I think everybody knows that this was an overwhelming victory, and they're looking forward to it. Thank you very much.